Okay, let's talk about exosomes a little bit. So exosomes they're very tiny packets, somewhere usually between, 100 nanometers and 200 nanometers, and some are smaller. And an exosome is something that's excreted from a cell. When it's inside a cell, it's called an endosome. And these little packets, they code for proteins. So they will combine with your RNA inside a cell, and they'll start to produce proteins. And these proteins could be growth factors, they could be cytokines, they could be various products that initiate repair, or they can initiate things that are not good for you. So what's in the exosome is what's most important thing to know. It's not necessarily the number. Number is not as important. So all cells make exosomes, and it's a means of communicating between cells. So let's talk about the best possible exosomes. The best possible exosomes would be what we call T0, meaning when you're first born. After you're born, you will continue to, mature, not age, but get better up to about age 24. And after 24, you start to decline. But all during that time, between the time you're born until the time you die, you are influenced by environmental stimuli, okay? And these sort of what we call epigenetic insults could be sunlight, it could be something in the drinking water. I was talking to somebody today from Louisiana, and all the factories they had there on the water, and shellfish and bottom fish are a big part of their diet. And so from the time they're young, they're eating all these chemicals. And these chemicals cause destruction to your DNA, and they cause destruction to cells. So when we're just born, we have the ability to repair it, the best. So when, let's say we're born, we could lose the tip of a finger and it could regenerate on its own. So these are very, very potent cells with stem cells that can regrow things and regenerate things. So they're really pretty exciting. So if we're talking about an exosome, and let's say it comes from somebody's fat. Well, if it's a 20-year-old, let's say, female who's never had kids, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, doesn't take drugs, that's going to be a cleaner cell than somebody who, has all these bad habits and also eats a lot of, really bad shellfish, or they drink water that's tainted with chemicals, or they take a lot of chemicals, let's say, for birth control or for other diseases they might have. So, but the best cells are going to be when you're first born. So I came across an exosome in San Diego when I was at the San Diego Academy of Regenerative Therapy giving a speech in July. And this is an exosome. It's called Elevate. It's made by a Ph.D. who studied biomedical engineering in the UK, and then he came back and got his Ph.D. and MBA at Stanford University. And he got into the lab, and he came up with a proprietary method to make a lipophilic delivered exosome that is derived from Wharton's jelly, which is from the umbilical cord. So this is a T0 exosome. Now, again, what's in the exosome is going to be important too. So if that exosome codes for things that are harmful, that's not going to be good for you. So he came up with a proprietary means of creating stress for these mesenchymal-derived stem cells from Wharton's jelly. And so as a result, these cells being T0 and being able to repair better than cells of a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old or a 60-year-old. They maybe started to make exosomes with a singular purpose, and that was to repair damaged cells. So it's a great product. And so we're now offering this Elevate Exosome to be applied to the extraction sites of our patients immediately after surgery. Now, we could put it on the recipient sites too. It'd be worth looking at, but what do these things do? Well, they help initiate the repair. They're going to initiate the repair process. They're going to reduce redness. They're going to, accelerate the healing. So he has this immediate post-surgery product that's, let's say, good for laser skin resurfacing immediately after the FUE extraction. But he also has a serum that's extremely useful for several weeks after procedure, up to 12 to 16 weeks after procedure, and it can improve the overall healing of the tissue. And so one of the things that happens when I graft into a strip scar is the strip scar starts out as white. And immediately after the grafting, the body's going to increase the blood flow to that scar. And what that does is it's going to make the scar appear pink. And if we've shaved the head in order to be able to treat this scar very well, you could wind up with a pink scar for 2 or 3 months. So I started putting these Elevate Exosomes immediately on the scar and then applying the post-surgical serum after that 2 to 4 times a day. And the scar was barely pink, barely, if at all. So I think it's a great product, and I'm glad I came across this Elevate Exosome. And if you are going to do exosomes, obviously, in my opinion, the best sources are going to be amniotic membrane-derived exosomes or Wharton jelly, umbilical cord, T0, anything times 0, not time 20 years, not times 60 years, not times 30 years, but times 0, just when you're born. Those are going to be your best options, but also what's in the exosome. And I like Dr. Pugh's ability here to initiate an injury to the cell and thereby get exosomes that are geared strictly toward repairing the damage. So it's very clever. And thanks, and stay tuned for the next episode.
ForHair is run by Dr. Cole with 30 years of hair restoration experience, and we offer the most cutting-edge technology available. In fact, the ForHair Enterprise sub-company Cole Instruments manufactures custom-made tools and automated tools for hair restoration physicians all over the world. Our quality, expertise, and skills are superior to other clinics. Our reputation and results are the best in the world. It's time to restore your hair. It's time to choose ForHair.
We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the little bell button to get notifications of ForHair's video uploads. For online consultation, click on the link on the screen or in the video description.